In this video I'm looking at how the hardware is connected. So let's have a look. First of all, the GK5 comes from my guitar and goes into here, into the GM800, then into the GK-C-D8 to convert it to 13 pin for the SY1000. That's fairly standard. Now with my system where the Launchpad controls things, it gets its power from this box which is underneath, which I'll explain in more detail later, which has the Teensy in it. So this cable here is actually connected to the USB host of the Teensy, so it gets power and also is controlled by the Teensy. There's a foot switch here which plugs into that box there, and that's the foot switch there, and this USB here is just for power, to power the Teensy. Also use it for programming it when I want to change things. On the other side of this box are two DIN sockets, one which goes to the GM800 and one which goes to the SY1000, allowing independent sending of messages. This box here is similar to the one that I've got in my setup, except that it's got 5 switches, which I don't have on the one that's on my setup, and I don't have the knob or the screen. But when we look underneath, you'll see there's the Teensy there. It's powered by this USB connection which goes into the Teensy, and there are 2 sockets going out for the MIDI. This one goes to the SY1000, this one goes to the GM800. This blank spot here is where the USB host was that is now in the other box. So these pins here are connected to this socket here, which I'll put on screen using a cable that I got from pjrc.com. And instead of the switches here, pin 4 goes from the Teensy on this side here and comes out to a socket where I can plug in a switch. So the only thing you've got to be careful about with the Teensy is it's 3.3 volts, so when you do the MIDI connection you need to use the following resistors. So I use TX1 and TX7 on the Teensy because the Teensy has 7 different serial outputs. The reason is because in the past when I've done audio I wanted to make sure that it didn't conflict with the serial outs. So TX1 and TX7 both connect via a 10 ohm resistor, and you can see the resistors are on the board here. So from TX1 I go through a 10 ohm resistor to pin 5 on the back of the socket, and 3.3 volts goes through a 33 ohm resistor to pin 4, and pin 2 is earthed.